Welcome everyone to the first of many webinars coming through in the coming months. The idea of these webinars is to basically expose our teachers and any other teachers who are interested in coding and robotics to various concepts. For today, we're going to focus on the Inspire campus, which is where our coding and robotics curriculum resides. With me today, I've got Greta Robinson, who is our head of coding and robotics. On my side, my name is Albert Dryfout. I'm head of operations and training. Both of us have been teachers for a very long time, working now for Inspire Africa, trying to really bring coding and robotics to all the schools out there. Greta, I think first
Hi,
thing,
Albert.
maybe tell us a little bit more about the Inspire campus. What is it all about?
Right, thank you very much. The Inspire campus is the hosting place of all of our curriculum, all of our content. It's the place where the educators can get their lesson plans, their worksheets. It's also the portal where learners can access the Inspire campus and partake in some of the interactive activities as well as the courses. So our LMS, also known as a learner management system, is called the Inspire campus. And we host a variety of 4-hour courses from coding and robotics and then delving into 3D modeling, text-based coding, block-based coding, drone coding, and courses on our very own South African microbit-based InspireBot. So it's a place for educators to gain insight and inspiration for coding and robotics lessons, but it's also a place where educators and schools can find curriculum that they can fit in, alongside with coding and robotics and implementing 4IR into their schools. Albert, you're on mute.
There we go. Can you maybe show us what the Inspire campus looks like? Maybe give us a brief overview.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let me just share my screen quickly.
Okay.
Right, am I sharing?
Not showing yet, almost. I'll let you know. There we go.
All right, so our Inspire campus, you would use the URL lms.inspire.africa, and you can see I'm already logged in here. Educators would use their email address and their password to access, and then learners would use a username and password to also access the Inspire campus. So you'll see here that we've got a couple of tabs here, which is just home and my courses, which would be applicable to our educators and our learners. Our LMS is divided also into different sectors, and this aids for easy navigation for our schools. So we have got content covering foundation phase, intermediate phase, senior phase, FET phase. We also have a direct link to our DroneBlocks curriculum, simulator environments such as the DroneBlocks simulator, the IDEs for Python or Tinkercad, and then we've got short courses and a how-to section for all our educators if they are, needing some help with the teledrones or needing help with 3D printers. Right. Albert, should I go ahead and maybe demonstrate some of our content for our listeners?
100%. Yeah, please do.
All right. Okay, right. So just taking a brief look at our foundation phase. At this point, we have got a coding and robotics curriculum for grade 3, with the grade R's to grade 2 being in development for next year. And typically, the educators would be able to find an entire year's worth of courses. For our grade 3s, this would only be for our educators that have got access to it. They would be able to view a course overview and then see each of the different lessons that are in the course. Each and every single lesson on the Inspire campus has got a lesson plan, a worksheet, and the worksheet either comes with a guide or a memorandum. So this is just for the foundation phase. We like to keep our lesson plans where we can view our learning outcomes. You can see what is being covered in the lessons. It has a step-by-step instructions, procedures, and then a written style worksheet for our learners. This really is for evidence of learning and for the learners to reiterate and practice what is being taught from the LMS itself. Now, for an educator, they have access to a lesson plan like this, but they also then have access to guided instruction on how to conduct the lesson. It provides with the content, it provides the educators, with the details of the lessons, some videos, some tutorials, etc., so that you can have educators who are not experienced or experts in coding being able to teach the content effectively, either by projecting it on the board or having it as a little self-guide to assist them to conduct the lesson. So just moving back here, so that's just our coding and robotics for grade 3 for our foundation phase. Our intermediate phase, we have a lot more courses. From our intermediate phase, we have got block-based coding, we've got robotics. We also have a full grade 4 to grade 6 Inspire coding and robotics curriculum, 3D modeling, iThinks, which are subject-specific lesson plans with our core focuses on grade 4, 5, and 6. And these lessons actually give you 21st century digital, technology-driven extension lessons that the natural sciences teachers, the social sciences teachers, the art teachers, the mathematics teachers can actually use for their subjects. So the entire curriculum really is not just for the technology department. It covers content through all the different subjects as well. Right, and then just in our senior phase, my internet's a bit slow. Do you have any questions? Are there any questions at this point? I know I'm rushing through this. We don't have a lot of time, but are there any questions at this point?
I'm keeping an eye out for questions. There are one or two, but we'll tackle them at the end quickly.
Okay, great. For our senior phase, from grade 7 through to grade 9, we also have a coding and robotics curriculum. I'll explain and demonstrate that now. Most of our courses are in Afrikaans and in English. We've got 3D printing and CAD, also block-based coding for our senior learners, Python courses, which is text-based coding, robotics, real-life missions, which are PBL-style missions that the learners can also go through. There's social sciences lessons, natural sciences lessons, mathematics lessons, and then projects that can be conducted as an extramural program as well, using drones. And then we've got our Inspire Agricultural Studies and Landbouw Studies for grade 8s and 9s, and then the Afrikaans 3D printing. So just going and diving a little bit into our coding and robotics curriculum. Now, our coding and robotics curriculum is according to the draft curriculum set by the Department of Education. However, we have extended it, taking inspiration from the strands set by the Department of Education, but extending it and using our technologies, using free applications to give an overview and a rounded experience to become digitally literate, bringing in some website creation, robotics, CAD, as well as internet and e-communications. So typically these courses here would stem for an entire term. So in term 1, you could do algorithms and coding, term 2, HTML and sheets, term 3, robotics and CAD, and term 4, internet and e-communications. And we have these courses available for grade 7, 8, and 9, 4, 5, and 6, stemming through this entire curriculum. Should your schools want to just conduct coding and robotics, the curriculum within the school program. Now, this curriculum typically would work if a school has got available time within their curriculum to conduct coding and robotics. So let's say they've got an hour or two per week. This curriculum would work perfectly well for those schools. The schools could also choose to rather go and do 3D printing or 3D modeling for one term and then robotics for another term, or doing one of these other courses, because all of our courses are also between 5 and 10 weeks long. So you've got enough courses to be able to keep your grade 7s, 8s, and 9s busy throughout the terms and throughout the year. All right. The way that we deliver this as well is something where we call teacher-facing, like I explained, and learner-facing. I'm going to provide you with an example of a teacher-facing a resource, which at the moment, our coding and robotics curriculum is teacher facing. So let's just take a look here at internet and e-communications, for example. Again, all of our content has got curriculum planners, so it shows you what is conducted throughout the entire term, and then lesson 1 through to the end of the term, which is normally lesson 8 to 10. And we would be able to give an introduction to the internet with a little bit of a video, and then you would navigate through and see a lesson plan with the learning outcomes, the content covered, the CAPS alignment as well, and the procedure. Then every single one of these also has a worksheet for the learners that they can fill out, that can be used as summative assessment or as formal assessment. It could be up to the educator. And we also provide memorandums for all of our documents. Now, this really is content-based stuff. We also have coding courses in this game. And in this instance over here, we've got a lovely Python game coding course. And this is now an example of learner facing. And this is where our learners have access to the LMS. They are able to go through each page by page, watching the videos and then interacting with the lesson. So they would read it, they would then be able to code and type and copy what we are doing on the LMS and respond to it in the IDE, which is the environment in which they code in Python. We then have little interactive activities for them that they can then go and check what, the understanding of the content covered on this page. They can use the interactive activities to show their understanding, and they're able to retry. And this really assists in keeping the learners engaged. It offers an opportunity for learners to collaborate as well, to chat among themselves, to really maximize on their understanding of the content. And they would just navigate through the next lessons and get, then find an interactive independent activity right at the end, which is an activity that learners can do as a homework activity or in the class as well. And that is the general sort of flow of what our lessons look like. I think in terms of educator support, we also have a how-to section on our LMS, which provides you with some posters, how to navigate the Inspire
Greta,
Campus.
if I can interject there quickly,
Yes.
before you jump into the further assistance, just to clarify. So essentially on the Inspire Campus, we would find 2 types of lessons. One part that is specifically teacher facing and another part that is specifically student facing. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, correct. At this point, we do not have any student facing content for grade 3s, but we do have student facing content for the coding aspects, so like the block coding and the robotics coding for grade 4 through to grade 9. So there is a variety of different types of educator material that is student facing and learner facing.
Okay, cool. And you were going to show us now where we could find additional help.
Yes, correct. So on our how-to section, there are additional resources here, such as our Inspire posters that you can print out for your classroom. We have how to navigate around the Inspire campus. Maybe you're struggling with certain aspects. You would like to refresh your memory on how to navigate through the lesson. You can access that information on the campus help. Let's say you have your drones and you need assistance in configuring your drones. You are able to find frequently asked questions. There's some Tello accessories that you can 3D print. There's the teacher training that was conducted by Albert and the instructors. And then there's another section here just on Tello help that can show you how to connect your code to Tello, replacing the propellers. What are the limitations of Tello? So we do provide, apart from our training and then email support, through our account managers and sales department, there is also a space here on the LMS to assist our educators if they are getting stuck with some of the hardware. Now, I just showed you the Tello drone, but there is also a frequently asked questions and then the help on our Inspire bot, as well as our 3D printers.
we will also add a section where we'll post these webinars, I would presume.
Yes, absolutely. On our how-to section, there will be a spot there where we will post our videos so that anybody who's possibly missed a webinar, you've seen the outline, you maybe can't attend it, and we'll be able to place our webinars on the LMS so that our educators do have access to that as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
In terms of, I see we have had a few questions coming in.
Yes.
The first one is, how do most schools incorporate this into their curriculum?
Right. It's a good question. As educators, being an ex-educator myself, I know that there is very limited amount of time to fit content, into our very hectic schedules and very hectic academic schedules. What most of our schools are doing is that they are allocating time within the curriculum, all right, cutting a little bit on this side or that side to add at least an hour or 2 hours into the weekly academic time, and they are then doing the curriculum or aspects of the curriculum within that dedicated time within the core curriculum. The other way lots of our educators are also doing it is as extramural programs. So they have got extramural activities, and then they use some of our content as extramural activities. And then other teachers are using our content in the core curriculum, but in the sciences, in the technologies, the engineering, arts, and within the mathematics lessons. So they are finding lessons to extend on content as projects, as practical assessment tasks. They're using our content in those STEAM subjects as well.
Thank you. Second question, what if a teacher has never worked with coding and robotics before? Meaning they've got no prior knowledge. Would they be able to work with this? Is this too difficult maybe?
No, absolutely not. This is the way our content team has designed it. We are educators and we are old teachers, and we are designing for teachers. We know that for the coding and robotics, that you might have an art teacher or an English teacher or the PE teacher who has got extra space in their curriculum, in their academic timetable. They might have to do the robotics, and they've never done robotics before. Now, we also have educators who are very experienced and they are experts in robotics, and, but we do create our content for those educators as well, who do not have any knowledge or any prior knowledge of robotics, of coding, of 3D modeling. Every single activity on the LMS is guided with images, with pictures, with step-by-step instructions and tutorials. No teacher should ever feel lost or unable to code the program, because all of our solution codes are present on the LMS, and it is designed for teachers, by teachers, and for our non-techie teachers. So I can confidently say that even if you have no clue about robotics, you need to conduct the initial training with Albert and the instructors. You know how to turn on your Tello or how to, configure the Inspire bot. Those aspects are important, but the actual content that you're doing with the learners, is step-by-step instructions. And because we're learner-facing, the learners are actually the ones who go through the process and figure it out themselves most of the time as well.
So you could almost say that you can work through this together with your learners, learn together, maybe even end up in a position where they're teaching you.
Absolutely. I think long gone are the times where an educator should feel like he or she must know absolutely everything. Our world is rapidly changing. Technology is rapidly changing. And we understand that we are trying to make sure that our learners are well equipped for the future, but that our educators are also well supported to assist in this sense. So we really consider the fact that we have got educators who are, who don't know the technology, but are passionate, are interested, and hopefully embrace the fact that they will be learning together with their learners and, you know, collaborate with their learners, because some of the kids come up with the most amazing projects. And it is through this self-facilitated learning that this can be accomplished.
Thank you very much, Greta. There's no more questions at this stage, it seems. For next time, we are jumping into the DroneBlocks curriculum, and you're going to show us a little bit what we can find there.
Absolutely. I'm very excited because the DroneBlocks curriculum has got amazing environments, Mars environment, Egypt environment, a city environment that massive projects can be created around. We can do nice complicated codes with the learners as well using the DroneBlocks simulator environment. And then DroneBlocks themselves have got an enormous bank of lesson plans for our educators as well, which really does add to, you know, the existing bank that we offer them at Inspire Africa.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. I think then, yeah, we've come to an end of this webinar, and we'll continue this next month.
Thank you very much, Albert. Thank you everybody for attending. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you for all the viewers. Always remember, if you do have any questions, you've got our details. We are there to assist and help. So please don't hesitate to give any one of us a call or drop us a mail at hello@inspire.africa. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.